My name is Jason. I'm the chaplain at Washington Adventist University. And as leaders, both staff, faculty, and student leaders across university, we have the goal of promoting academic excellence and preparing students for the workplace. And we do that very well. But what about spiritual excellence? What about discipling university students? I can't help but think that oftentimes we don't do that very well. And so today I want to take a couple minutes and talk about how to disciple university students. And so we'll look at 4 methods on how to disciple university students. The first method that we'll look at is a spiritual weekend camping retreat. I would suggest doing this retreat once a semester, twice a year. Once in the fall, and then once again in the spring. I would keep the retreat relatively short, Friday through Saturday night, going home Saturday night, and allowing students the entire Sunday to just catch up on the work that they weren't able to do there during the retreat. During the retreat, it's important to create space to where students can grow and mature in their faith, to have time alone with God through journaling and Bible study and just connecting with God out in nature. It's also important for students to connect with each other and their peers. And so to have accountability partners and prayer partners, not just for the retreat, but for the entire semester. And so as they build relationships with one another and as they strengthen their relationship with Jesus through the various activities during the retreat, you will see them become more deeply connected and committed to their Christian walk. The second method that we'll look at is an alternative break. An alternative break is a mission trip. Not an international mission trip, but a local mission trip. And this can take place during any break within the university calendar year, midterm break or spring break. I would suggest doing it during spring break. That gives you the most amount of time to create and plan this break. And the good news is you don't have to recreate the wheel. There's a lot of organizations that you can partner with that will connect you with nonprofits and that will create service opportunities within the local context that you are seeking to go to. For example, in Memphis, there's an organization called Serve 901. Serve 901 has so many nonprofits that they're connected with and that they will connect you to as well. Also here in the Washington, D.C. area, there's an organization called Serve DC. There they connect you with nonprofits as well. And so students will connect with these nonprofits and local churches and do community service and learn about the community and learn how to serve the community, to be the hands and feet of Jesus. But also, more importantly, it gives them an opportunity to live out and share their faith. And as they share their faith, they grow stronger and more committed to Jesus. The third method that we'll look at is an interactive Bible festival. Here, this interactive Bible festival turns your entire campus into like first century Jerusalem. I would suggest doing these interactive Bible festivals either twice a year or once a year, but aligning them with major Christian holidays such as Christmas or Easter. Now, here's a caveat to it. It is time-consuming, it takes a lot of resources, and it's not for everybody. But if you can pull it off, it will create an amazing environment and an amazing event to where students and participants will grow and develop into mature Christians as the Bible comes alive, as you recreate the last scenes of Jesus' life. You would create a set that depicts first century Jerusalem, and students would be cast members, and they would be merchants, and some would be Jesus or Pilate, and you would create this interactive environment to where students would walk through and see the disciples in the upper room, go and see Jesus at his trial, see Jesus being nailed to the cross, and then see Jesus being raised from the dead, allowing the Bible to come to life through this dramatic reenactment. And it would be an amazing space for students to grow in their faith. It takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment, but it not only blesses the students who are participating, but the students who are going through and watching these scenes as well. The last method that we're going to look at is a social media ministry. I would suggest Instagram, Snapchat, or TikTok. The research shows that people are online constantly, and the three most popular social media platforms among university students are TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. Here at my university, Instagram is hands down the most popular platform. And so using an Instagram platform and creating a ministry would be an amazing opportunity for students to engage in Scripture, to develop their faith. And through the Instagram, you can have daily devotionals, you can have interactive Bible studies, you can share testimonies. And what I would suggest you doing is that not staff or faculty leading this ministry out, but allow your student leaders to lead the ministry. Allow them to create the content, allow them to manage the social media platform, allow them to be the witnesses to the university community. And I believe that as you implement this social media ministry, you will be meeting students where they're already at. Everybody's online, everybody's on Instagram. And so it's a tremendous opportunity to impact them and to meet them with spiritual content to help them grow and mature in their faith. So recapping very quickly, we've looked at 4 methods of how to disciple university students. Our first method we looked at was a spiritual weekend camping retreat that takes place from Friday to Saturday night. The next method we looked at was an alternative break that takes place either during the midterm or spring break, where students connect with nonprofits and are the hands and feet of Jesus living out their faith. We also looked at an interactive Bible festival that transforms the entire campus into a first century Jerusalem, where they recreate and dramatize an important story in Scripture. Lastly, we looked at a social media ministry, which would include Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat. I believe that even if you can't implement all of these, by implementing 1 or 2 of these methods, you will see amazing progress in discipling university students. And it's my hope and my prayer that as you implement these methods, you will see tremendous progress and you will see university students draw closer to Jesus and help strengthen their walk with Him.